In today's video, why do some clients fail while others succeed?
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. Thank you for tuning into the video. Today's video is going to be about the idea of failure and success and how we can kind of predetermine it. Now, I got this question on my Instagram direct message, so I'll put my Instagram handle here and I'll put the message up. So a couple weeks ago, Lauren Conlon and myself posted about doing a Q&A discussion on our podcast, Redefine Healthy Radio, which I'll link below. If you're listening to our podcast, thank you very much for the great questions. If you're not familiar with the podcast, it's basically Lauren Conlon and I just discussing all topics that we feel are fitness related. Some are fun, some are serious, but it's just Lauren and I just sitting down to have a discussion. That's our podcast desk right there. So yeah, I think you might enjoy it if you listen to these videos and you enjoy them. So let's talk about the specifics of success and failure and why I feel that we can discuss it here in a manner that we can address what defines success and what's going to lead people to be successful. What are some traits that I notice in people that are successful? I think the most common trait that I notice in people that are successful is that they make fitness a part of their life. It's not an all or nothing, do or die situation. What we really want to do with fitness is fit it into our lives. Yes, it's great to track your diet and it's great to go to the gym and it's great to do some cardio, but that's only part of our day. It's only a part of our life. And where I see people have issues is when they dive into the sport or dive into their event so headstrong that they block everything else out. They stop hanging out with their friends. They only focus on winning their show. And they start to really become and identify with that part of themselves. They start to identify as a competitor. They no longer identify as just themselves. And just as an example, sometimes I'll see people change their Instagram name the second they earn their pro status, or they'll change their identity. And when I feel like someone's getting so caught up in that part of the process, it concerns me because eventually this sport, this lifestyle, it's going to punch you directly in the face and it's going to hurt. And when that happens, I've seen a couple things happen. I've been on stage with my clients. I've been there when my clients come off stage crying because they were not in first call-outs. And I immediately look for one of two things. I immediately look for anger, as in I'm done with this sport, or I look for I don't care what I have to do, I am going to be a champion. And the latter is what actually leads to long-term consistency, a good approach. The former, when people get off stage and they start to get angry, they start to say the judging was bad, they start to say that this situation, that situation, that's when I start to feel like people get into making videos denouncing the sport, making videos denouncing flexible dieting or whatever approach that they bought so hard into that kind of let them down, they feel it let them down, then they go the other direction. So when it comes to being successful, success is simply measured by what you define it as. I know sometimes people will say to me like, Paul, why do you bodybuild? You're never gonna be Mr. Olympia. Well, I'm also never going to play in the NBA finals, but I fucking love to play basketball, right? Does that mean I should be excluded from the sport? No. There are so many levels of enjoyment when it comes to getting on a bodybuilding stage, or hell, you don't even need to get on a bodybuilding stage. When it comes to just being fit, there are so many levels. You know, the reason I compete is because it was a natural extension of me going to the gym every day, tracking my diet and wanting to see changes. I kind of was getting bored of it and someone mentioned to me that competing might be a good idea. I feel the same reason CrossFit is so successful is because you're constantly setting and achieving new goals, hitting PRs, going in, outdoing yourself. You know, and a lot of people will hate on CrossFit, but for the people that love it, they are fanatical about it. And why is it? Well, because it provides a platform, an athletic outlet for them to push themselves, to be better. And I think That's where I see the most successful people competing, because some people can be super successful getting on stage and with fitness and never win a pro card, never win a show. You know, so much goes into that. It's not just, you know, competing and eating and training right. You gotta have the right genetics. Let's be honest. When you stand on stage next to someone, if you take those two people and they do the exact same training, the exact same diet, they're gonna look exactly different. There is no two people that look exactly alike, maybe identical twins. But the point is, at the end, if we all do the work, if we all do the process, and we stand side by side on stage, the difference is going to be our genetic makeup. Who has tinier joints, who has denser muscle bellies, who has the makeup to make it on the bodybuilding stage. Because remember, that is being judged completely by strangers. It is not being judged based on the quality of your character, how hard you worked, how much weight you've lost, okay? There are competitions for that. There are transformation contests. But the stage, just because you don't become an IFBB pro and become Miss Olympia, doesn't mean you're not successful. Just because I won my natural bodybuilding pro card and competed as a natural pro and placed 9th, does that mean I was a failure? To some people it might, but to me, you know, after I got over the disappointment of placing 9th, I also realized I placed 9th out of 18, meaning I beat 9 pro natural bodybuilders on that day. And so I had to take value in that. And so I'm looking for new ways to explore the sport, and that's what I would encourage my clients to do. I will never tell every client that I have that they have the potential to be Miss Bikini Olympia, that they have the potential to be a pro. I will never tell all my bodybuilder friends that you have the potential to be a pro natural champion. I have been to these shows. I know what it takes to win and compete at the highest level. So I don't expect everyone to be a champion, but what I expect everyone to do is put their heart and soul into it, to give it their all. And if you do that and make it a part of your lifestyle, you can still enjoy life. You don't need to just drop your entire life for fitness. Now, if you want to do that and you have what it takes and you get to that level, great. I'm not suggesting that that's a bad thing. I'm just suggesting, for me personally, the question came in and I'm kind of saying, what are some of the traits that I notice of successful people in this sport? It's setting the right kind of expectations and allowing it to be a part of your life, not to take over your life, okay? Yes, you have to be dedicated. Yes, you have to plan ahead. Yes, you have to pay attention to the details. You have to be driven. But beyond that, it can't just take over your life, okay? So we want to make sure we're making this a lifestyle. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video topic. And if you did, you might like me and Lauren talking about similar topics on Redefine Healthy Radio. Check it out below, guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
By myself.